Welcome to Love Them Knives. LTK here. We got a knife to talk about. Yes, we do. One that's in my permanent collection, and I was told by a couple of my friends and viewers on this channel that got this knife several months before I did, and they said, but you must own this knife. And I kind of ignored it for a little while and didn't really get with it, and then I finally did. Because I actually got sent this knife for a table sale. One of my viewers, he sent me a bunch of knives, and not this one, but this is mine. He had one amongst his knives that I sold off to one of our viewers who did YouTube video on it, and I'll put the link to his, Eric Baz. He's got his own YouTube channel. I'm going to put a link to his site because he bought that knife off that table sale. When I got my hands on it, I knew, and I really looked it over. I knew I had to have this. I had to get this knife. Now, this is titanium. This is M390 blade steel. It's a good size knife. There's the M390 here. It's a Sinkevich design. Look at that pass through. Real easy to disengage this lock bar. Real easy, and almost too easy. It's almost unsettling, but it does have an over travel stop, and it does have a hardened steel insert right in there. So to interface with the M390, no lock rock, no blade play. You've got this kind of, see this internal blade stop pin in here, like that. So that's kind of cool. It's like pressed in to the actual blade. And it's not the first one I've seen like that, but it's not as common. Milled titanium pocket clip. This is full titanium here. Look at that back spacer. I mean, that thing is as wide as the Mississippi River. Wow, that is big and wide. And it's got this integrated hole integrated into the back spacer for lanyard. Take a look on the inside there. Look at that. If you notice how this back spacer fits in here, it's like one big monolithic piece that's milled out. And so you think, when you think of an integral knife where, you know, I mean, this kind of looks a little bit like an integral, but I mean where, you know, the entire frame of the knife is a single piece of titanium. And then you think you get a big thick piece of titanium and you're going in and milling all this out, right? Because this is a monolithic block. Just check this out. I mean, this back spacer basically is a monolithic block into itself because it had to be that thick. And all that material, titanium, was milled out. And very well done as well. Okay, so then you've got this monolithic block of titanium as a back spacer. I mean, that's impressive. Look at the design and the milling and the different textures that are running along that back spacer as well. Look at these cutouts along this handle. Wow. I mean, contoured titanium. You've got several different levels and different angles. A lot of machine work going on here. This would be so cool if these were inset with like carbon fiber, real glossy, like inserts of carbon fiber would be kind of cool, and maybe, you know, could actually be done by somebody. Pretty thin though, not real deep. And then of course you've obscured this screw here. That's the only one you'd have obscured. Would have been interesting though, wouldn't it? But this looks a lot I mean, this is that Sinkevich DO model knife. And it is arguable, maybe, and somebody ought to do some research and maybe answer definitively. I don't know if our Chinese blogger guy, A-Tech Reviews, who does the blogger site bestchineseknives.com, I'll put the link to his site, he might be able to answer whether this was a permissive use of this Sinkevich design. I don't know. I mean, that's a thinker, and it's something that Eric pondered in his video as well. Of course, this looks very much like the upcoming ZT 427 limited edition that's going to be coming out. So let's look real quick. This is the site where I got mine. This is the same seller. This is John's Knives Factory. I mean, I just got it because he had it on sale at the time. My net after, if you have an Ebates account, which my wife does, but AliExpress is actually part of that. And so I got another 4% off on this knife. So he had it marked down. I think my net was like 165 bucks for this knife delivered. So, I mean, I did it. I jumped. I went for it. And so, but this is the normal price is $190, which is still, it's a wonderful knife for under 200 bucks. Okay, in any case, so ceramic ball bearings, and they've got the length on here and all that kind of stuff, and there's the stats. So it's 3 3/4 inch. No, it's like a 4-inch blade. So that is, and it's really, I mean, the blade thickness is about 5 millimeters. It's crazy. And yes, it's M390. Stonewash, it's real fine stonewash on that blade. But check it out. So here's the real Sinkevich DO. I mean, dates. I mean, it's, I don't know, it's a dead-on copy. Of course, China doesn't have the option for the carbon fiber. If they did, I'd be out another 200 bucks. Now, here's the ZT, same design. This is a, collaborative, and this is not out yet. It's gonna be 600 bucks. Would I like to have this? Yes. The problem is the frenzy that goes along with these releases. You get 3 seconds to respond, and it's just, it's just good luck getting one. That's the problem. So you can get this. Whether you can get the limited edition ZT just depends on how quick your computer is, your mouse, and I've known people that have clicked and says, my God, I mean, I was in there 3 seconds and no, it still didn't go. So, and then the problem is 600 bucks, secondary market, if you miss out on the primary, secondary market, they'll be 1,500. I mean, as soon as these guys start getting these knives, they start flipping them on the secondary, like eBay and stuff, and double, triple the price. Seen it with the 999, seen it with the 606 CF, you've seen it with the, it's just, drives me crazy. I'll get off of that. Any case, thick old blade stock, yeah, check this out. 4.8, almost 5 millimeters, 6 is 1/4 inch. I mean, that's some stuff. That is some stuff. That is a fat fatty. 0.19, that's a fat fatty. Here you go. Almost 6/10 of an inch, 14.8 millimeters. Most knives are in the 13, 12.8 to 13.2. That's almost 15. So does it fill your hand? Oh yeah, it fills your hand. And even, check this blade design. Look at this little milled flute there on top of the blade. Go figure. Have you got some material down here? You got, I don't know. I mean, is this actually like a modified sheepfoot, Warncliffe, whatever? It is what it is. It's Sinkevich, right? All day long. And do you get the tool? Do you get the tool? I don't know. Do you get the tool? I think I did. Where is it? Get out of here. So I think you get the tool. Yes, you do. Here you go. Hey, and this little dog here. Yes, you get the tool. I was looking for that because it, you know, the seller's like, you get the tool. And I pulled it out and I didn't dig way down in there. And I go, I didn't even get the tool. Yeah, I did. Got the tool. So, and you get this pouch and this Dicoria thing. These are kind of stick-on things, and I'll guarantee you they will peel off in time. So you might want to dump this bag in a Ziploc or something just to keep this from rubbing up against other knives or boxes you have in your drawer, because this will probably peel off in time. Or you probably may not even really appreciate this branding, and you may just want it to peel off in any case. Whatever. Okay, we were going to measure the length of the knife until you guys got me interrupted. So is that 96 millimeters? Hell no. I mean, that's like, that's 100 it to the closest part. Most people measure down here. So you're talking about 105, you know? So you're talking about really a little over 4, maybe 4 1/8 inch on the blade length. Overall, you're at a full 9 inches. Full 9 inches. 23 centimeters. This is a big knife. Almost 5 millimeter blade stock thick, M390, 9 inches overall. If you like a small carry, this is not your knife. But if you like a big brute, I think you got it go. And you know, I think there's value for the money here with this huge monolithic backspacer that kind of just really dominates the top view of this knife. And I think that's just brutal. I think that's just, I love it. It makes me laugh when I see it. It's just like Bad Dog. Really is. This pocket clip is really kind of gets to me a little bit. Check this out. So it runs up like here. Usually it kind of runs more the middle of the knife. A pocket clip does. See that? When you get the knife in your hand, actually, and I usually don't have hotspot problems, but I think if you use this knife extensively, which I doubt you ever will, because this will probably be a knife that you're kind of more proud carry than work carry, you know what I mean? So I don't see you spending hours, you know, with it. In that case, it's probably no harm, no foul, but yeah, you can feel it. You can kind of feel it because it's digging in right in here. It's not really a convenient crease in your hand, and you can kind of feel it there. You can. So, as far as that goes, not really convenient, but as far as sliding in your pocket, it works. Yeah, I had to carry it a couple of times so far, and how can you not? I mean, you don't have to worry about, you know, you don't have little proprietary stuff here. It's in here. But, oh, let me tell you, before I found the tool, because I didn't for a little while, because I got off the short bus, apparently didn't look through the package too well. But actually you can stick like, oh God, now I'm trying to think, 3/16 hex, you know, Allen head in there. I think it's 3/16 or 3/32, I can't remember. In there and turn it, and it touches every one of these sides, so it works fine. So if you do lose the tool sometime in the future, yes, you can just use a normal hex key, Allen wrench type thing, and at the right size there, and no problem there. No problem. No blade, no lock rock. Solid as a, you know, whew. What's the lockup on here? It's 30%. I mean, that's pretty nice. You can see where the insert actually comes through here. And oh yeah, that's kind of what I was also going to mention, is that also acts as the over travel stop, right? Because the insert extends beyond this edge of the frame here. So it actually works to stop the lock bar to keep it from having over travel. Wow, really nice action. I mean, just maybe drops a little quick, but I mean, you can adjust that if you want. I'm fine with it the way it is. I don't mind that. And you know, it's not one of those weird knives where you're still trying to overcome that detent ball, like, you know, here or here. You know, it pretty much overcomes it right here. So by the time you kind of comfortably get past it, you can get your thumb out of the way and drop it. Sometimes in later ones where it's still trying to overcome that detent ball, you actually end up, and it clicks past it and you slam it on your thumb. So this way, no, this is one of those really the way it ought to be type knives, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a big one. It's a big knife, nice zipper pouch, maybe a little gaudy with the, you know, with that. But is this a permissive use? I don't know. It just, I don't know. It would be interesting to find out. But either way, I mean, well done, I think. Well done. Ceramic bearings, M390, titanium. Looks like the real DL, which I couldn't find one. I found a picture on Sinkevich Instagram, which I will put a link to that in the description section. I mean, I looked all over to see if there was one you could buy somewhere, and I never saw anything. Even on his Russian site, there wasn't even no, he's not Russian, is he? But it's, oh, maybe that, I was trying to think. But even on his website, I didn't see a picture of this knife, of this design. How strange, huh? But it's on his Instagram, so there's a couple of pictures of this. Does beautiful designs. Really, almost everything he does, I think, is just absolutely wonderful. Really, really good. Really nice. Really nice. So, but, I mean, the price for this was really nice, you know. You can't hardly beat a knife under 200 bucks that's got these kind of features on it. Just saying. It really just functions, feels good in the hand. You know, look at that. Jimping on the flipper tab. Really deploys well. Doesn't have a lot of detent. It's not real heavy, not like an 8 or 8, not even like a 7.5. Let me see if I can just push this out. Oh, damn. Okay. It's not like that detent is that strong. It's just that those bearings are so nice that once you've defeated the detent, you almost can't fail it. Crap. I thought I was going to show off my fail skills, but you know what? It won't let me fail. That is crazy. Never. Okay. Well, never mind. What can I say? I love it. And we do. We love them knives. Yes, we do. But you know what? Got to think about how heavy it is to carry it. But remember, it looked on the specs like 5.8. This is 5.7 is how this is measuring out. They can vary a little bit in manufacturing. 162 grams. Not bad for an EDC. 5.7. That's not that bad. If you want a comparison thing, I mean, take a look at, I don't know, Mannix. I mean, it's just huge. I mean, this knife, a big knife. It's a big, long knife. I mean, pivot to pivot. It's a big, long knife. I mean, this is your standard EDC. This is like 3.5, or this is 8.25 overall. Yeah, come here. I think that's about 3.5. Yeah. Just about right at it, 3.5, a little under. So, big difference. I just thought maybe you'd like to see a comparison between the two. Big fat fatty, big knife, big brute, beast, great action. Definitely. Don't know, I mean, I think this might be kind of fun to pimp out. I mean, you take this, pull that monolithic backspacer out, do that in a separate color along with the pocket clip. I think you could do some things with that. Even, you know, if you could isolate these areas and make them a different, I mean, you could do some stuff. In any case, thank you for joining me. And you know what we do. Keep going. Hey, subscribe. That'll keep you up on the new stuff that we got coming out, and it's always some crazy, crazy knife here or there. God only knows. Off-brand, on-brand, just whatever. I kind of buy what I like and review, and I try and stay relevant and current. It's always a struggle, but we do love them knives. Stay sharp, my friends.